So, massive question, how do you find the coach that you want to select and work with? And there's loads of advice, I'm sure. If you use Google and have a look around, you'll find there are probably 5, 6, 7 coaches within your area. The question is, how do you pick the right one? So I have some words of advice. For me, business coaching is a practice. There's more than one coach. There's usually 2 or 3, and the reason for that is you need some resilience in the organization, of course, and there's normally a support team. There'll be marketeers or telesales people or personal assistants, all designed to make the practice work really well. Now, if you employ a coach from that business coaching practice and one person is ill, there's another person to pick that up. One person leaves, there's another person to pick that up. So always bear in mind the size of the practice that you're working with. That's the first point. And then the question is, how do we onboard a new coachee? What does that process look like? So there are really fundamentally 4 stages to this. Number 1 is there'll be a discovery session, and that discovery session could be over Zoom, could be face-to-face, could be on the telephone. It's usually very brief. There are a series of questions that are asked. Are you ready to be coached? Do I think you're coachable? What is it you want to achieve in brief? And where do you think the problems are in your business? 20 minutes or so, that call's over. We would normally then do a bit of homework. We would ask you to complete a 3 or 4 page questionnaire for yourself in order that you can realize where the gaps are in your knowledge. And then we will go into what we then call a diagnostic. And the purpose of the diagnostic is to really calibrate what our expectations and your expectations are of the business in terms of how we work through the coaching process. That's number 2. Number 3, we would undertake what we then call an alignment. I need to discover all of your goals. I need to know exactly what you want to achieve. Is it to put kids through university, to buy a house in Bali, to own a Ferrari, to make enough money to retire, to sell your business? All of those questions will come out in the alignment. Once we are aligned, then we move on to the next stage, which is the first in the coaching series, if you will. And that is all about positioning. We need to understand each other. You need to trust me, and I need to trust you. And we need to make sure that that is all level ground and we're all settled, and then we move into the coaching real time, and that is all about setting your goals. In order to reach those things we discovered in the alignment, we need to know which goal, which milestone is perhaps a better word, which milestone we need to achieve first in order to get us towards the end goal. So how do I select my coach, and then what does that onboarding process look like? I hope that's been useful. I often get asked what it looks like, and we'll talk a little bit more in another video about what some of the detail of the coaching process actually is. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about what a coach needs to be successful as your coach. So as a coach, I have a coach. In fact, I have 2 coaches. And the purpose of that is to make me a better coach so I can coach you to be a better business owner. I hope that makes sense.